What's going on, boys and girls of YouTube? I wanted to go over a quick like mini guide. Essentially, it's probably gonna be more like a full guide, but it's a guide for King Arthur, and it's fairly simple. I want to break down two builds that I seem to like for damage, one like jungle tankier build, and then explain some stuff to you. So everyone's talking about this big potential for all these Hydra's procs. Now, I understand it. It's a god with 8 abilities, and after each ability, you get to proc Hydras. That's a crazy amount of damage, but it works dramatically better when you're able to instantly auto-attack after your abilities, and when your abilities don't have a delay in them. If the abilities have a built-in delay, it's not really counting as much as an auto-attack cancel because it's interrupting you as it is. And I mean this by the abilities. So, like, say I auto 3... I'm waiting to auto, dope. So I get the Hydra's proc right there. That's awesome, right? Say I use my 2, the delay on the auto, it's not instant. It's not an instant ability auto, ability auto, ability auto. Like, you are proccing the Hydras, and there is a lot of potential damage there, but people are acting like it's just going to be a ability boom, 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 like a combo, like just really fast instant damage, and it's not. There's a little bit of a delay in between, which makes it kind of weird to rely fully on the Hydra's procs, but you can, like, one auto attack. You're able to one auto. This is the one that feels the weirdest. So ideally, the combo that you are running at some point in your fight, in your one-on-one, however you're doing it, is a knock-up while in combo. I'm in combo stance right now. I've used an ability. You saw me use the ability. So it's a knock-up into a 1 instantly because you're able to get it off. It would do the 50% more damage before they land. Essentially, landing that ability, landing this 1 on somebody who isn't CC'd is very hard to begin with. I mean, landing the actual ability isn't hard, but landing it in the melee range is very hard. So if I'm right here and I try to 1, you walk around them. You notice that, right? Like I walked around them. So if you're, say I'm sitting here autoing, bam, 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 me and him are fighting each other. If I try to 1, you can hit them, but it's very weird. It doesn't come off right out of your god because the god takes a step forward, which makes it awkward, which means if the other person's moving, hitting that melee damage is actually a little bit difficult. Now, if you're doing it, like I said, and you're comboing, so you're knocking up into a 1, you're hitting them for that full extra damage. Granted, it's like 120 damage. My Hydra's right now is doing, what is it, 50% more basic damage, so it's doing like, I don't know, another, it's doing a good amount more, actually. It's doing like another 90. Which is kind of evens out, but it's still more, right? So it's something to think about when running these Hydra builds. There's potential in there, but it does kind of make things very, very strange. I will say my favorite combo so far, I'm in non-combo stance right now, right? Like this is your basic ability stance. I like to, if I'm in range, so say I want to gank the mid laner, right? He's immobile. I'll blink, I'll 2, I'll auto, I'll knock up, I'll 1, and I'll auto. And that'll be the full basic combo. So 2, 2, 1 to get your max damage off right away. And then if I get to continue fighting, I'm looking at a cleave. I'm looking at my dashes to stay on top of them. And then this is the third combo dash, which you get to control. You get to spin around. It's just more damagey than it is like a dash. And then, of course, you have your ultimate. However you want to combo that in. However that works for you whenever you have the energy built. Now, I want to talk a little bit about attack speed, because attack speed on him, as you notice, he has no attack speed. He doesn't have attack speed. His attack speed gets converted into energy, and that's how it is, right? It gets converted directly into energy. So right now I don't have 80 energy. I'm between 30 and 80, right? So I could do a lunge ultimate, which is a little bugged right now in the PTS. So you can do a lunge, 35 energy, sorry, a lunge jab, whatever they call it, and you stun the people you hit, or the person you hit. So it's decent. It's really good for 30 energy. It's not crazy. And you do have a lower, quicker ultimate to get off. But once you hit 80, you then can do the knock up, blah, 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 boom, 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 boom. All right, so we're at no energy right now, and we have no attack speed. We're going to sell our Jotuns and grab a Crusher because this is one of the first builds that I ran that I actually really enjoyed. And it's giving you 15% attack speed. You guys can't see it because it's blocking, it's getting blocked. So 20% attack speed. Can't do math. You're getting 33% of that into energy. So with attack speed, you've got 1 ability, 2 abilities, 3 abilities, 4 abilities, 5 abilities, 6 abilities, 7 abilities, 8 abilities, 9 abilities, 10 abilities, 11 abilities. Essentially, if you're hitting one target before you're getting enough energy to do a max rank ultimate. That's a lot of abilities. It's not crazy early game, but if you're trying to get off a lot of damage in a team fight, if you can get that, this is with attack speed, by the way. It's a lot of abilities. It's 11. That's with attack speed. It is a lot of abilities. So let's go ahead and burn down our energy real quick right here. So we can do that. So that was with a little bit of attack speed, right? All right, so we're back down to 0 energy. We're going to go sell our attack speed. Remember, with attack speed, it was 11. Now we're going to go with no attack speed. And we're going to see how long it builds up. Obviously, you build up energy based on... I'm pretty sure it's based on the amount of damage. Each ability that damages a god results in a stack of steadfast. That's your passive. I'm trying to figure out where it says exactly how the energy is built for your abilities. Oh, sorry. Here's your energy gain. You've got 3... 4, 1 on your main 3 abilities. So with attack speed, that's going up. Without attack speed, it's where it's at. So without attack speed, let's see how many it fucking takes. You got 1, 2, you got 3, you got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The 3 builds up a lot of energy, by the way. The 3 builds up a good amount of energy off that shit. So, you've got an extra ability. So, it's debatable on how much it's actually worth. Now, granted, using your abilities differently gonna end up getting you there a little bit quicker in certain situations. We know the 1 is giving you 3 energy, the 2 is giving you 4 energy, the 3 is giving you 1 energy because it's on the spins. So if you're starting off with your 2, you have potential to get there a little bit quicker because your 2 is going to be up more times, right, in a team fight. So there's different ways to get there, but ideally the attack speed is only going to affect at least one attack speed item is only going to affect you 1 or 2 abilities worth getting you to that ultimate. So you have to determine whether those 1 or 2 abilities are worth being able to get there just a little bit earlier, or if you'd rather just have the attack speed to spam, or sorry, the CDR to spam the abilities, and more than likely end up getting there a little bit faster as well, because you're changing amount of abilities versus amount of times you can use the abilities. And if you're able to use the abilities more times, it's probably going to end up being more damage. But ideally, Crusher early game is going to give you more damage. It's just a trade-off on how you want to look at it. Whatever's more comfortable for you. I will be playing the game a lot. Just playing a lot of King Arthur with these 2 different builds to see which one just feels more comfortable throughout games, throughout lots of games. And then the other build that I was fucking with, sell all these, it was a hybrid build. That was with the Magi's, by the way. You can swap out the Magi's for another damage item. That was also with the Hydras, which I don't think you need. That Hydras can become something else because you aren't always going to be comboing. And as I showed and explained, it doesn't feel comfortable to auto in between, and it's not often the best absolute thing to do. So, Glad Shield, I was running this last night. We were grabbing an Onsile. I was grabbing a Void Shield. I was looking at getting a defensive item like a Spirit Robe or something along those lines. And then I was finishing it up with Penetration. And realistically, like, I don't know. I wouldn't run this exact build in Soul Lane. I wouldn't throw a Titan's Bane into it. But a build similar to this, maybe taking out the Void Shield, throwing in like Genjis and stuff like that, throwing in other items, grabbing a little bit more defense, a little bit more health. A very similar build will work because you're rocking 30% CDR right now with this build. You've got self-sustain coming out of the Gladiator Shield. And realistically, you're still doing a decent amount of damage. It's not quite the same amount of damage, but you are still hitting pretty fucking hard, right? Like, you're still doing a lot of damage. You don't miss out on anything. I liked this build as well. And that's the 3 builds that I found to have some success with out of the jungle. Now, I don't think at any point I felt like I was OP yet. Like, this jungler is just insanely OP. I don't think he's going to be an OP jungler. I think he has potential as being a broken solo laner. Like, a highly broken solo laner. And then we'll go ahead and reset our level. Where's our reset level? There it is. All right, we're going to reset our level. And then we're going to max back out to 20. And this is how I level my abilities. I start with the 1 because the 1 in non-combo stance is going to be hitting the hardest. So I'll use my 1. This one right now, non-comboed 1. I haven't used, nothing's happened yet in the game, right? I'm level 1 with nothing happening. This 1 is going to hit the hardest because it's got the 50% more damage. It's doing a decent amount of damage. Obviously my scaling is really high right now because I'm fully built. But it's doing a lot of extra damage. I like it a lot. The 3 hit's kind of hard too, but it takes forever to get all the damage out. So I'm starting with the 1. I then change. If I'm going blink and being aggressive, I like having the 2 next because I can blink on a target, slow them, 2 again, knock them up, 1 combo them, and that's like 60% of their health essentially. And then if I'm auto attacking and I'm using my cleave 1, that's even more damage. You can get off a pretty crazy combo at level 2. I'll actually show you what it would look like for me. So this is a level 2 combo. Say, let's pretend fucking this is the mid lane, right? Like the mid lane's over here. I'm at the mid harpies. I'm coming up. Oh, I see him. Oh, blink, 2, 2, 1, boom, cleave. You've just done a shit ton of damage to somebody. If they're immobile, they're probably gonna be dead if your mage is able to auto attack or use any ability. Just call out your ganking. It's a pretty nasty combo. Kind of think of it similar to a rat, but a more controlled combo where you aren't relying on autos, you're relying on your abilities. Because you have fucking 4 of them at level 2. So next up, I'm going to get my 3. So I have that little bit of mobility, the extra penetration shred off of the 3 combo. You've got a lot going on. I go for the 1 at level 4 again. I go for the ultimate. And then after that, you are just maxing the 1. I like to max the 3 because it has more potential damage. It's also a nice because you're knock-up immune during it. So you're going into it as potential not like a CC immunity type of thing, as well as just being annoying and doing AoE damage. Whereas if you're leveling the 2, your damage isn't going up all that drastically. It's really not at all. The duration isn't going up either. You're just getting more of a slow. A 20% extra slow is nice, but because the duration isn't any higher, I don't know how useful that really is. So I like to level the ultimate and the 3 after that. So my 1 will get maxed out, my 3 will get maxed out, my ult will get maxed out, my 2 will get maxed out in that order. I have found that to be by far the best. I tried maxing the 3 first, and it felt like poo-poo, so I don't recommend it at all. And that's where I'm at. This is with pretty much 6 games in the bag. They weren't 6 real games because it's a little bit difficult to get really like competitive games on the PTS right now. But essentially, the god has a lot of potential. I truly believe he's going to be a solo laner. I think he'll be fun in the jungle. If I can come up with a build or like get just a solid fucking combo down where I feel like I'm comboing without it being wonky or clunky, because a lot of it feels weird when you're spamming abilities, because if you're like doing this and this and this, it's a lot to take in and there's a lot going on. So that was my 3 into a 2 knockup into a 1. That was a regular 3, a 2 combo, a 1 regular. You have a lot. There's just a lot going on. When you start spamming and spamming and spamming, it becomes a spam fest of abilities. And there's times where your abilities get wonky. Right now, the ultimate in regular, not this ultimate. This ultimate, the 80 energy ultimate's fine. But the this one right here is a little wonky. You like go through walls and stuff, and you're not supposed to actually teleport back. It's supposed to hit, do damage, and stun them, which would be really good. It'll be pretty sick ultimate for 30 energy that you can get very quickly. But right now it's a little buggy. So there's just weird things going on. I've had it where I hit the abilities a little too quickly, or the game thinks I'm doing it too quickly and my character will start walking sideways and shit. I think a lot of it happens more in the Conquest map than in the Practice Jungle or on the Joust map or the Arena map, whatever the other map that is that's up. That's where we're at. Showing you the combos, showing you the builds that I personally like so far. You could go a hybrid build. You don't have to go full damage. As I threw in the Magi's, you could also take out the Soul Eater and throw in another defensive item. It works just fine. You don't have to have these things. Void Shield is very, very good on him. Glad Shield seems to have a lot of fucking use. And to break it down, the idea of this god isn't, I want to combo somebody and kill him, right? It's not, oh, I kill. Like, you can do that. He's got the potential to do it. But the idea is, in a team fight, you are hitting your abilities over and over, just non-fucking stop spamming your shit. Like, you're just non-stop using stuff. That's the goal. And if you're in a team fight with a bunch of people, and you're able to just keep doing this, and you're able to get AoE damage off, and you're sustaining because of a Glad Shield, because of a Soul Eater, because you're tanky, that will take you a lot farther in a team fight than playing like a one-shot assassin. This guy just seems to be like the ideal solo laner. Like, you want to be in the fight, spamming your shit, being annoying as fucking possible, and hitting as many people as possible over and over and over again. You can see the combos are fucking disgusting. There's a lot you can do with it. The ultimate is essentially a Naja ult. You can't take damage while you're in the air. The other person can't take damage while they're in the air. When they go up in the air, they are getting hit 6 times while taking damage each time. That's on the 80 energy ult. This is the max tier ult. They're taking 6 autos or 6 slashes, whatever, in the air, which is doing damage per hit. And then when you slam them down, you do a certain number of damage, as well as doing a percentage of their health, which is kind of fucking gross for an ultimate, honestly. It's like a Naja ult on crack, because it's really, really, really hard to miss. Plus, you're already in their face, and you've got CC to combo off stuff if you really want to. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's how I feel about the god. We'll see how that changes between now and when they fix the little bit of bugs and he ends up being launched, and just more gameplay, and see where I get to, see how I feel. Hopefully this helps you understand the god a little bit. I know it's a lot to take in. My first 3 games, I thought I understood him, but I really didn't. Like, I thought I was doing things right, and I wasn't. And then I learned that I wasn't, and now I feel like I have a full grasp of the god and everything that's going on. The only thing that I really question is people want, like, Hydra's is the fucking item. Not so sure about that. I really don't feel like that is the play. It just disrupts the combos in a weird way and makes it really hard to hit a lot of shit if people you're playing against aren't bad. We'll see. Let me know any questions you guys have in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them, trying to help you guys understand this as I learn things and as we go on.
Oh, this you crazy mother.